Hi, I'm Josanne Wright Callender, the author of The Happy Little Garbage Truck Educational System. We have a teacher's guide, a children's activity book, and The Happy Little Garbage Truck, which is a book that teaches self esteem and continuing on no matter what the circumstances are. And in keeping with that theme, we were talking about goal setting and how through Dr. C.R. Snyder's work on the hope theory, he expressed that it's goal setting that helps build up the hope that we have to accomplishing something, and one hope builds on the others in such a way because hope releases dopamine in the brain, and dopamine helps us to focus on positive goals. It motivates us toward accomplishing goals in a positive way, and also it focuses our attention on the benefit rather than the cost of establishing and following those goals and achieving those goals. So I was bringing this forth for our children, how we can help them become high hope individuals in my other talks. But as we went through Snyder's 3 points, setting a goal, having the planning of each step along the way sorted out, and strategizing for those times when we hit obstacles. This is all very important, but my sister reminded me about the priorities that we must set in which goal should we do first. And so I'm backing up, and we've been looking at priorities. I mentioned um, Covey's 4 quadrant yesterday. He talked about important, urgent, important. I think it was not important, but urgent, and important, and not important, not urgent. I do believe I have those 4 quadrants. But in looking at that, I was thinking, okay, what is important, and how can we express this to children? Because it's usually those top 2 quadrants, the urgent and the important, that affect our lives. And in particular, if we didn't neglect the important things to the point that they become urgent, it can add stress, unwanted stress to our lives. So, how do we teach this to children? How do we teach setting priorities to our students, especially as school appears to be opening up and we're going to be setting up our schedules? So, I thought this was a perfect time to bring up priorities. First thing, we can model them as adults to the young people that we're influencing and our children. Because, how do you choose between important and urgent? And what things should you do first? It will affect and impact all of our lives, our relationships, our jobs, academic goals, athletic goals, everything. So it's just time management skills. And, I'm still working on them, and I'm quite sure everybody is working on them in my audience. So, what one article said, teaching priorities to children or time management for children, which I will include in my description box, the author was talking about have tos and want tos and being able to differentiate between these. It's sometimes really great for me in particular to set up a list. And I have each morning my 5 have tos, 3 to 5. And then the things that I want to do, I use those as the rewards for having accomplished the have tos. And I might kind of mix it up during the day, do well, we'll talk about that in a bit, the priorities of doing the how have tos. So we have to be able to accept that things are going to come into our schedule that causes us to shift. So when we are setting up a chart for our students or our children of the have tos, this is best to do first on a sheet of paper and, like a T chart. These are the most important things to do today. And these are the things that you'd like to do because, of course, play is the top priority for most children. That's their have to, but their real have tos are the things that will impact their day as far as getting things done, their schoolwork, taking care of, the hygiene, and so those have tos have to be prioritized, morning, afternoon, and evening. So what I've done, and it helped me when I was teaching children with autism, and this really works for everyone. You don't it benefits every child, not just children who are on the spectrum, but everyone, to just lay out a map for what the week holds. And this helped me so much in my classroom management to have Monday, we do these things, Tuesday, these things must happen, and each day, certain skills and certain activities happen at certain times. I am a person who doesn't do very well with a mix up of, something changes in my schedule. I like to know what's coming on the horizon. I like to be able to plan for it so that I can be successful in accomplishing whatever that thing is. So children are the same. And when I knew something was coming up on our schedule that was different, one of our occupational therapists said, just put a big star on it. We'd get to the office, find out there was a special assembly, and it was going to come right in the middle of our music time. I said, that's not going to go over very well. So this occupational therapist, Trish, I remember her name, said, just put a big star on that particular thing, that time, and say it's a surprise that something is going to happen that's going to shift our schedule. And the children were all, anticipating, okay, what's that going to be? So it wasn't like, oh man, we're not going to have music. It was there's something special coming up in music time. So just like that, we prioritize our time, we set up all our have tos, and then if something special comes up, we know that we have time to kind of move our schedule around to accommodate that special thing. So the final thing is eat the biggest frog first. That's the prioritizing thing, that tip that I got from a friend, but I found out later it came from Mark Twain. And he says that after you eat the first frog, the rest of the day is easy, or something to that effect. But if you tackle the biggest, nastiest, most challenging task first, then your day just opens up before you. And as we model this for the children, they can see too that we can do this. We could prioritize and we can get things done and we could still have fun. So thank you so much, and we'll continue talking about a few more ideas tomorrow. Please subscribe, please share, and thank you so much for being here. Bye bye.